Hi everyone, welcome to Poonam's Kitchen. In today's video, I'll share with you my recipe for making Til Gur ki Patti or Ghajjak. This is a traditional sweet prepared especially during the winter months for the festivals of Lohri and Makar Sankranti. The reason being the great benefits of both til and gur in keeping one warm and healthy in the cold months. Let's see how to make this Ghajjak. Here I have 3/4 cups of white sesame seeds. By weight this is 100 grams. 3/4 cups of gur or jaggery. By weight this is 120 grams. 2 teaspoon Desi Ghee. I pounded a few almond pieces, that is badam. I didn't pound it completely to a powder, a few pieces coarse and some powder. A teaspoon of green cardamom powder. Both almonds and cardamom powder are optional. And I'll be using a tablespoon of water. I'll begin with roasting the sesame seeds. Here I'm setting a non-stick pan to heat at medium. Once the pan is warm, I'll transfer the sesame seeds. I'll keep tossing these and lightly roast them. I'll maintain the heat between low and medium. Never increase it too high, else they burn very fast and then they give a bitter taste to the Ghajjak. I'll give you a closer look. The seeds now started changing color. We don't have to really turn them to brown. Just a slight change in color, and they also start puffing up slightly. Just be a little careful while roasting these seeds. They might crackle. Just under 3 minutes and the sesame seeds are roasted. I'll switch off the heat but continue to stir since the pan is still very hot. I'll transfer these to another plate so that they stop roasting any further. I prefer to transfer them to a big plate wherein I can spread them so that they cool down fast. I'm going to coarsely ground only half of these. The other half I'm going to retain whole. And only when I'm done with that will I start melting the jaggery. I'm all done with the grinding. I'll now set a pan to heat at medium and transfer a tablespoon of water, a tablespoon or two, nothing more than that. To this I'll add the gur. To this I'll add a teaspoon of ghee. I'll use some ghee when I'm setting the chikki for greasing the knife. I'll now allow the gur to melt. This would take a few minutes. I have to cook the gur till a soft ball consistency, that is till we get the 2-thread consistency. I'll show you what I mean once we reach there. We could do this without adding water as well, but adding water gives us much more control, else the gur cooks very fast and then at times it can get burnt very fast. Keep stirring continuously. It's been 3 minutes. The gur has almost melted, just a few lumps left. And now as you can see, it has started to bubble up. Now if you're working at high heat or even between medium and high, then the gur underneath these bubbles, it can get burnt. So the best way out is that you reduce the heat to between low and medium. This definitely takes a little bit more time, but then our gur doesn't get burnt. And this step is by all means the most crucial step in making Ghajjak or chikki. The gur has now melted. I will not stir it now so often. I'll allow the gur to cook at between low to medium heat. And I'll keep checking for doneness. It's been 14 minutes and now if I take some gur in the spoon, it's dropping. But now at one stage, it no more drops but leaves a coating on the spoon. This means the gur is done. And if I take a drop or two in the water, then it doesn't spread out. The drop stays there. I actually poured a couple of drops in the water. You have to actually keep checking as the gur cooks. Keep checking all these things, whether it's done or not. I'll also show you what do I mean when I say 2-thread consistency. I'll take some gur in a spoon, allow it to cool for a few seconds, and then take little gur between my forefinger and the thumb. Very gently move the finger out and see two threads of gur are forming between the forefinger and the thumb. I've paused the video here so that you can see. The gur is ready. Time to add all the other ingredients. To this I'll add the green cardamom powder and mix well. And then add the coarsely ground sesame seeds and mix these in as well. I am adding ingredients one by one and then mixing them so that everything mixes evenly with the gur. I'll add the ground almonds. The heat is still on. I haven't switched off the gas as of now. I'll keep mixing and keep stirring. And now finally the whole sesame seeds that I had put aside. Mix these in thoroughly. I'll cook this for another minute or so and then it will become a little more thicker in consistency that I can spread easily. And once that is done, I'll quickly switch off the heat and transfer the mix onto a parchment paper. Here I've placed a parchment paper on a flat surface. I'll transfer the mix onto this. Just look at the consistency at which I switched off the gas. I cooked for almost 2 more minutes after mixing in all the ingredients. You could also use butter paper or wax paper for flattening this, or else you could use a greased plate, a flat plate. On top of this I'll place another parchment paper like this. Press it and now roll with a rolling pin. This would flatten the chikki very neatly, very evenly. Roll this to a thickness that you desire. Some like the Ghajjak or Chikki to be very thin, some like it a little thicker. Once done, remove the parchment paper very carefully. Here, see the thickness to which I rolled the Ghajjak. While this is still warm, I'll mark the cuts with a greased knife. I greased the knife with Desi Ghee. Here I marked all the cuts. I chose to cut this in squares. You can cut it in a shape of your choice. I'll now allow this to sit for a few minutes right here on the kitchen shelf. Half an hour and our Ghajjak is all set. See, I can just lift this up from the parchment paper. I'll separate all the squares so that it's easy to eat. So here it is, friends, Til Gur ki Patti or Ghajjak or Chikki, whatever name you want to call it. Lovely squares, delicious, full of flavors and perfect for your health. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you liked my recipe. If you liked this video, do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Poonam's Kitchen on YouTube. See you again with a new recipe very soon. Till then, bye.